The Arab royals, in their fancy lifestyle, can make anyone envious. From multi-million-dollar luxury yachts and cars to mega mansions and palaces, they have it all. And when you're talking about Saudi's richest family, you're talking about a fortune of $1.4 trillion. They travel in private jets wherever they want to go, and everything that glitters is gold for them, literally, from gold-plated furniture to golden cars. All that oil money is put to a flashy and shiny use. In this video, we will explore the trillionaire life of Saudi's richest family. Let's get into their extravagant lifestyles to see what they do with all that insane money. Let's start with the net worth of Saudi Arabia's ruling royal family. That's an eye-watering $1.4 trillion. If that amount hasn't already made your jaw drop, here's a reference. We're talking 16 times more wealth than the British royal family. When you have vast oil reserves that were founded 75 years ago, you know your fortunes changed forever. It will serve a life of endless luxury for generations to come. It's probably obvious by now, but let's still mention it. The ruling family of Saudi Arabia is the richest family in the entire world. So is that $1.4 trillion with 10, 20, or 50 family members? After all, how big can a family be? Well, it isn't 50 or even 100, because the ruling family of Saudi Arabia has a whopping 15,000 royal family members. Now, don't let that number disappoint you, because $1.4 trillion is still a lot of money, even if it's divided by 15,000. Out of the 15,000 people who make up the royal ruling family of Saudi Arabia, there are 4,000 princes who hold a variety of executive posts, as well as leadership roles and enterprises and advisory councils. Mohammed bin Salman is one of the most powerful figures in the world today and has an estimated net worth of a staggering $25 billion. As the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, he has an enormous amount of influence in the Middle East, and his decisions have a reverberating effect on the global stage. Mohammed bin Salman was born on the 31st of August, 1985, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, into the country's royal family. And as the son of King Salman, he ascended to the throne in 2015. His rise to power was rapid, and he is now seen as the leader of Saudi Arabia. Mohammed bin Salman married Princess Sarah bin Mashnor, his first cousin, in 2008, and the royal pair have 5 children together, 3 sons and 2 daughters. Mohammed bin Salman, aka MBS, has launched a series of reforms aiming to modernize the country and diversify its economy. He is seen as a reformer and a strong supporter of women's rights, having taken steps to ease restrictions on women's dress and allowing them to drive. His reforms have been welcomed by many Saudis and have generated positive international attention. With all that excessive wealth and power, Mohammed bin Salman splurges millions and billions on real estate, mega yachts, and even football clubs. Let's take a look at each of his prized and jaw-dropping possessions. The royal family of Saudi Arabia is obsessed with everything gold, from their multi-million-dollar gold-plated yachts to the gold-plated furniture in their resplendent palaces. Everything in their life is shiny and bright. They use gold-plated tissue dispensers, too. Even though Mohammed bin Salman loves to show off his wealth, the Saudi royals aren't without taste. They have an eye for art. Not just ordinary art, but the most expensive pieces in the world. In 2017, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman spent a jaw-dropping $453 million for Leonardo da Vinci's 500-year-old painting called Salvatore Mundi. This is known to be the world's most expensive painting. He shelled out another $300 million for the Louis XIV, located in France, which was given the title of the world's most expensive home by Fortune magazine in 2017. The chateau was furnished with a ballroom, home theater, and gym in addition to the pool. There is also a nightclub underground and an underwater chamber with fish tank walls. The magnificent Chateau Louis XIV, which bears the name of the French Sun King, has breathtaking gardens that were created in the form of a classical French stately residence and are full of lovely fountains, statues, and avenues of plants and trees. The interiors of the chateau, which were built and embellished by French artisans, are impressive with paintings, gilded ironwork, and marble from floor to ceiling. Because of the chandeliers and mosaic tiles, even the indoor pool is aesthetically pleasing. And to make sure that his modes of transport match those gorgeous mansions and expensive art, Mohammed bin Salman makes sure that his fleet of cars and yachts are dripping in luxury. From the BMWs and Land Cruisers to the Bugattis, Lamborghinis, and Ferraris, he has them all. But he has a special love for yachts, and he expresses this love by spending an exorbitant amount of money to buy them. He bought his first yacht, Pegasus VIII, in 2008. This super luxurious yacht boasts a helipad, a driving range for golf, a theater, barbecue, a dance floor, and bars. His second yacht, named Serene, came home in 2015. He spent a staggering $689 million for this one. Bill Gates had actually rented this yacht once for a whopping $9 million for a week. The stunning beauty has a beam of 18.6 meters or 61 feet, a draft of 5.54 meters or 18 feet, and a length of 439 feet, spanning across the 7 decks. It has an aluminum superstructure and is powered by 8 MTU engines, which give it a massive 22,000 horsepower, getting this mega luxurious vessel to a top speed of 20 knots and a cruise speed of 15 knots. This opulent super yacht can accommodate up to 24 guests in 12 cabins, with private decks and 52 crew members in 30 cabins. Serene has 2 helipads and storage for a large submarine or a tender docking station. It also has several pools and spas, a steam room, and a snow room. There's something for children, too. The mega yacht has a playroom with a climbing wall and the latest video game consoles. There's a room that offers stunning underwater views, and the yacht also has an outdoor cinema. Mohammed bin Salman has a full deck to himself, and a private lift takes him around the luxurious abode. Well, whenever people say money can't buy you happiness, you now have the Serene to think about. It's better to cry in the Serene than anywhere else in the world, right? And as if buying exorbitant yachts, paintings, and mansions wasn't enough, the Saudi Arabian royals took a keen interest in sports. And when it's football, why not? These oil-rich nations have all the moolah, and when Qatar and the UAE own PSG and Manchester City football clubs, then could the Saudi crown prince let himself stay behind? So he went ahead and bought the Newcastle United Football Club for a staggering $415 million in 2021 through the Sovereign Wealth Fund of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, also known as the Public Investment Fund, or PIF. Even though the deal took about 2 years to complete, it is quite a blessing for the Newcastle club and the fans. So, how rich is the PIF? It's worth an eye-watering $500 billion and has funded global giants like Facebook, Disney, Starbucks, and Pfizer. This means that the PIF has endless money to support their football club, Newcastle United. Saudi Arabia's PIF, led by Mohammed bin Salman, has 80% ownership in the football club, and this mega purchase of the year in the world of sports has instilled new hope for Newcastle FC faithfuls. The club has suffered underinvestment for more than a decade, and now Mohammed bin Salman bought the club and has made it the richest club in the world. Mohammed bin Salman has also been investing in wrestling and Formula One since he became the crown prince, as the strategy of Saudi Arabian royals is to move their sources of income and focus away from oil. The strategy is called Vision 2030. When you have trillions like the Saudi Arabian royals, it's easy to pour all your existing money into areas that are bound to thrive in the future. Well, these are all things he's already bought and done, but Mohammed bin Salman doesn't just live in the moment. He also plans way ahead into the future. The work for a new one of its kind in the entire world, a futuristic and digital city, already began in 2017. This city is called Neom. The ambitious and rich prince has plans to make Neom the smartest city in the entire world. something one can only dream of or be in awe of. While unveiling the project, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman said the 170-kilometer coastal strip in the northwest of the country would be free of cars and streets and have zero carbon emissions. This extraordinary smart city will be powered entirely by clean energy as Saudi Arabia plans to shift away from an oil-based economy. The $500 billion megacity, which is planned for completion in 2025, will include smart towns and cities, ports and enterprise areas, research centers, sports and entertainment venues. It will be spread across 26,500 square kilometers and will have several industrial zones and logistics areas. The city will also have a network of airports, including an international one. The city's first phase is set to cost an eye-watering $319 billion, half of which will come from the Kingdom's Public Investment Fund, or PIF. The economic zone that will have the capacity for 9 million people is expected to have at least half that capacity by 2026 and 1.5 to 2 million by 2030. He said it is eventually estimated to house 9 million people by 2045. King Mohammed bin Salman has set an inspirational standard for people to learn how to use the money they have to make even more money. He's done it in the past, he's doing it right now, and his future is already well planned.